Afternoon, Ngozi Talk Shows family. It's Nomsa here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. With me today, I have Carol Ann Cooper. How are you, Carol Ann?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. It's a nice sunny day here in London, UK. And
Awesome,
something about
awesome.
sun and blue sky. It's really, it's quite chirpy.
Yeah, even here is in Oxford it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Lots of green and lots of sun.
Yeah.
So the topic today is the power of resilience, embracing failure, and overcoming struggle. Carol Ann, you chose this topic, and I would like you to explain the topic, please, and the motivation behind it to our audience.
Yeah. So failure, struggle, we always go through that. And very often we allow it to hold us back or for us to just give up. It's almost like, oh, I can't go on anymore. It's too much struggle. And it just seems like there's no way forward. And actually, it's by reframing your thoughts and actually thinking as it's a way of becoming more resilient. Because if you can use the failures, if you can use the struggles, that's what helps you to find that bounce back ability. And that's the word I love, resilience, is bounce back ability. And so I just thought, let's have an explore. What is it about struggling and about failure? How can we use that to get more resilient? And what steps can we take to actually become, from failure, from a struggle? What can we actually do that will help us to find and get that resilience and grow it? Because that's what helps us to move forward and just keep bouncing, because otherwise it's like our bounce goes. So that's where I thought, because I'm in that space of, as you know, I've been questioning for a long while now. And the last couple of months, I've put my business on hold. I had some writing to do, which I've done. And I'm going, okay, so what is it that I'm really about? And a part of me just feels like I'm forever struggling. And it just feels like it's been years now. And there's certain aspects of my business that don't seem to have gone beyond somewhere. It's like I get so far and then it stops, and I get so far and it stops. And it does feel like it's a struggle. And I do feel like at times I'm failing to do what I set out to do. So I'd like to find a bit more resilience, because I've been bouncing back, but just recently, my bounce back ability is just going, oh, really? Can I really bounce back again? And I think maybe some people, especially after lockdown, I know it's like, how long ago was it now? It's time sliding by. But there's still that rumbling on, that lethargy that we were left with from lockdown, and being able to pick ourselves up. People that actually had went down with COVID, it still rumbles. It's like it affects your brain. And, they say you have COVID brain. And it's right, because it's just, it does. You get this fog. And when your brain doesn't work as well as it used to, do you feel like you're struggling with something? You feel like you're fighting. You're not getting and doing or being as productive as you want to be. Then that bounce back ability, it's hard. It is hard. So let's explore what we can do. And as you say, I'm working on bouncing back again, even stronger in some way. So what did you thought when you saw it? What's there for you? about struggle and failure and resilience?
Struggles, overcoming, resilience. I love what you're saying, Carol Ann, that you're questioning yourself. I've been there anyway, by the way. It's normal. It is normal.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been there, so it's normal. So you're on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah, it is normal. I think it's normal if you are looking for more in your life. Like, I like the way you say you feel you are failing to do what you set out to do. But I think you are in the path where before God has to promote you, you have to find your own path first through his guidance. And then once you find that path, and there will be challenges. There's no success that is easy. I don't think you are failing to do what you set out to do, because you wouldn't be here if you have that character. So I think things are not, you want things to go quickly, how you want them to, but they are not, it's not happening, but it is happening. Remember what we don't see. There is a blessing in front of us. And those things that we don't see. And struggles, I agree with you, struggles are inevitable roadblocks of the path to success. I've been there myself. That's why you should take my prayer and use my prayer. You should use this prayer, Carol Anna. It helped me a lot to actually see the things not in my way, to see how my path has been created so that I can follow that path unapologetic. Because sometimes when we are faced with obstacles, we don't see opportunities, and to be able to build resilience and grow stronger, you have to explore the power of resilience and learn how to embrace failure as well, overcoming struggle, which is something that you don't struggle with. You already know what you meant to do. And even myself, we go through struggles in life. We already know what we are supposed to do. When I saw this topic, actually, it made me realize yesterday I was going mad when my website wasn't stopped working. I just went mad, really mad. I was talking to myself, talking to God, and talking to the universe, talking to earth, and said, you earth, you need to work on my side, not against me, because I was like, the enemy knows when God is going to bless me. So he's trying to cause this confusion for me to think that there is problems in my life while there isn't. So I was like, I was really putting myself out there and saying, God, this is not my story. I just want my story. I want my story that you've wrote for me. So, and that is the life that I was claiming, and using my prayers as well. And you know what? Sometimes the things do happen. They do happen if we talk to ourselves, like this guy that is building a website. He turns out to, Desi asked me to communicate with him. He gave me his contact. He created a WhatsApp group between me and him and the guy. And then he said, when we start building the website, I need to send messages to his secretary, and then in the secretary. So we were like, me and the website guy were like, we're just going to do it our way and communicate direct. So we communicate direct. He sounds like he's a nice guy, and he's building a website that I've not seen. And whatever the website comes out, I'm just going to be grateful to God and say, you know what? Maybe things happen for a reason. And I'm just going to embrace whatever it comes my way with resilience, and also overcoming struggles in life. When it comes to when you're working for yourself or in real life, we do face challenges. So you have to know how to face those challenges. For me, when I face challenges, when I feel that my mind is not working how it should work, I fast. And when I do fast, I get clarity of what I'm supposed to be doing, because sometimes we do. So you need to find ways of how you can use your actually beliefs in order for you to find clarity of what you are supposed to be doing, because there is something that you're supposed to be doing. And you are a mathematics person, and mathematics are very, very smart people. And you have to find out, as a mathematics person who is very intelligent, what is your talent? Because your talent is there. So what is it? And in order to do that, that means you just have to cut the noise, and just go into a place between Kero An and God, and the
Mhm.
clarity will be there. The answers are there for you.
The answers are there. And
Yeah,
it is, it's that building perseverance, isn't it?
yeah,
It's facing the obstacles and the struggles, and the setbacks, whatever feels like setback. And for you, your website gone, it's like, oh my goodness, that felt like a huge setback. What am I going to do?
yeah,
But it's being able to face it and persevere. And again, it's developing problem solving skills. How can you get around it? How can you, what can you do? So it's thinking creatively. So it actually helps you to find other solutions. And so it's encouraging also adaptability, because sometimes we hold on to something for dear life.
yeah,
And it's like, it has to be this, it has to be this. And then it gets taken away. Well, if you're still holding on to, well, it had to be that, then you are stuck. So it's about being adaptable, being able to let go and adapt to whatever's happening. And as you say, just take the learning.
yeah,
What's going on here? What can I learn from this? Is this still meant to be mine?
yeah,
So that the setback and the struggle, look at them in with different eyes. Talk about them in different ways. And that's what I'm hearing you saying. And again, yes, just have that space.
yeah.
Hand it over and say, right, guide me. What
Yeah,
is it I'm
the
meant to be doing
worries,
here?
just take all the worries and say, you
Yeah,
know what, I've had enough. I
yeah.
don't want to worry no more.
No.
And just let
But
him do
it's
his
also
job.
learning from it,
Yeah,
because there's always a lesson there for you to learn from, so that you can then move forward. And next time, it's like the resilience, that bounce back ability comes much more easily. But that spring is there, it's well oiled, and you just naturally spring back. But it is developing those skills, learning from it and recognizing what is going on. And the other thing it can do for you is just increase your self-belief and confidence. Surprisingly enough, failure or a setback or a struggle, once you've overcome it, there's like a confidence. It's like you've overcome, okay, so my website went down, but you found a way through. You found a way forward.
yeah,
New website is being built. And sometimes we just have to let go of the old. And I finally let go of my old website the other day, at the weekend. And it's a website that got developed for me. It never really worked properly. And the domain name was up for renewal, which is no longer the domain name that I'm working with. I have a new domain name and I've got a new website that's being developed. And I realized that when I looked at that old website, actually it was no longer my energy there.
yeah,
I don't actually know that my energy was fully in it anyway, because it was so dark. I'm going, did I really let this go out there? And it, as I say, it never really worked And I never got round to actually facing, I remember starting to write an email with all of the complaints that I had about it, but I never sent it. I never followed up. So, it's fine. I let it go. And now I completely let it go. It's no longer hosting, and it's saving me money now because I don't have to pay for the hosting anymore. It's gone. Sometimes you just need to let go. As you say, trust the path that you're on. You've got to this point, and it's only through your actions that you've got to this point. So again, it's well, what actions have I been taking that's got me here? What actions have really served me? What actions can I now stop doing? Because maybe I just want to change direction a little bit. It's just assessing where you're at. But certainly it can help you build that perseverance. That's what resilience is about. It's persevering. And in the face of what seems a bit daunting. Sometimes it can seem daunting. I don't know, but you certainly seemed well upset, angry. It's like, my website, where's it gone? I can't get it. I need it.
Yeah.
But no, something new. It's like, when you have a forest fire or a bushfire.
Yeah.
It literally obliterates it all. But then what happens is you've got new shoots start coming out. So as long as it's that cleansing that needs to happen. And fire is very cleansing. So metaphorically, perhaps it's just a cleansing that's happened. It's gone. And out of that, new shoots, new growth, new ways of being can grow, and a new way forward.
I love new shoes, buying new shoes, new life example. I love that.
New life, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love it, Carol. And life is full of challenges and full of joy. And there's so many things in life. But sometimes when things go wrong, we easily switch off to everything, that we forget whatever has gone right, and we focus on the struggles. So it's nice to actually focus on when you're going through hard times, and know that those hard times, they make you stronger and more resilient. And think of it this way, like every time you fail and get back up, you're building your emotional muscle, and mentally, like you're weightlifting. The more you do it, the stronger you become as a human being, because it teaches us a lesson. In order for us to go to the next level, there's got to be something that happens. And in order for me to actually help my clients, when they come in and I help them, if I have never gone through struggle, how am I going to teach them if I've never gone through struggle? If I have never created a framework and find that breakthrough, how am I going to help them? So sometimes I think it is very, very important for people to know that when you go through something, just know that it's like you're in the gym and you're doing the weight lift. And sometimes it can be hard, and your instructor has to push you. Just keep going. And when you keep going, the results is amazing, because your body looks good. Mentally, you feel good. So many benefits of going for a walk, or be outside in the nature, or going to the gym, going swimming, doing the things that you love to do. There are so many benefits. And the challenges as well, they come with their own benefits. You learn something. Like myself, I've learned to I've learned to actually pray for my battles through the battles that I went through. So I've learned to pray for myself, and I've learned to actually trust in God. I've learned to trust God. I've learned to read the scripture and actually meditate to it and believe it and trust that things will happen how God says it will happen. But before, I would expect my pastor to be the one that is praying for me so I can get the results that I want, because I didn't have the knowledge or with the business. Just working with people that motivates me and they coach me, it does help me to actually do the things that I love to do. Everything that I do every single day, somebody helped me to be the person that I am today. But through the struggles, they were like, you can do this, Nomsa. You can do this. And they cheer me up. So why not do it? So you just have to enjoy life, enjoy the ride. Life, it comes with problems. And when this website it went off, the clients said, Nomsa, I'm trying to register. I was trying to register on your website, but it looks like you're doing some work on your website. It says is not working, is under constructions. I was like, no, my website is live. It should be live. It's not under construction. So when I went in, I realized actually my website is not working. So I was like, oh, okay. Now I'm realizing maybe it was time for me to change. It was time for me to change things around. It's time. I always wanted to put my coaching on the website, what I do with coaching. I've never got around it. So everything now is going to go in because I think it's time. God thinks it's time. So I'll just get on with it instead of feeling sorry for myself. I've been writing my assignment as well. I took some time. I was like, I'm just going to write my assignment and do things before I get more clients. So, because the website is not there, so clients can't find me. So that's fine. So, but if it was before, I would be moping around, I'll be under the pillow and feeling sorry for myself and saying, oh, my life is not fair. But life is fair. I'm just happy the way my life is, that things are working. And like you, Carol Ann, I'm sure next week or the week after, when you come, you have clarity of what you are meant to do as a coach. And use that talent to actually coach people and help people. So I believe that you have that clarity. And why not? You got rid of your website. Now you're building a new one.
That's gone. That's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can move forward. I've got a new one that's being developed, and it's just me putting the wording together. And I think because I'm sort of half clear, but something else has come up. So I'm the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be working on getting the clarity through working with staying with a few people, different people, where I'm going to be helping them with their writing. But they're going to be working with me and doing some healing. So by the end of the 2 weeks, I'm looking to have something that's moving in terms of clarity, my words, and where I'm going with what I'm doing. It's like, this whole question about why writing, that something else is now showing up. Because what I've realized is sometimes we don't realize until we sit and think or look back and reflect. But everyone that I've worked with their writing, there's always relationships that have come into it. And so we've ended up working with relationships, or it's just happened that relationships have improved with family, with friends, with themselves. So it's quite an interlinking and interrelationship between writing and relationships. And of course, it comes down to communication, comes down to being able to use words and express yourself effectively. So this is where I'm sort of looking at how does all this fit together? And how can I express it? And I'm feeling quite excited. But what you were saying, it is about acknowledging and accepting where you're at. Because by doing that, it allows you then to be able to shift your focus to solutions. Because if you're not accepting where you're at or what's happened, then you just can't look anywhere else for the solutions because you're so problem focused. So accepting, seeking support, it helps you to then just shift and find those solutions and take those actions. And you've got somebody writing your new website for you, setting it up, constructing it. So the solution has come. And you're saying about how can you teach them if you've not been through a struggle?
Yeah.
It's, for me, it's not just about teaching them because you've been through the struggle. It's more about the fact that you can sit with them, you can listen to them and hold the space for them within that struggle, because it's the emotional aspect.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been through it, there'll be an element of, oh, no, you can't go there. You're not able to hold that space in the same way. Whereas if you've been through that, you've worked through it, you've worked through the emotions that go with it, you can just hold that space and help them to just go through, rather than trying to pull them back or rescue them in some way. So yes, it is important for going, to have gone through these struggles, to have had these failures. Does the failures mean that you're a failure? No.
Nope.
It just means you failed to achieve what you set out to do. You failed to do what you said you were going to do. That's all it is. It doesn't mean that you are a failure. And that's where very often people make that mistake, because they lump it in and they put the coat on going, oh, I'm a failure. I'm a failure. Well, actually, all you've done is just reframe it. You succeeded to find another way that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm successful. Reframe it. I'm successful at finding ways that it doesn't work. Okay, so how can you now be successful at finding ways that it does work? Can you see how you can then play around with the words? You reframe it, you change your mindset into a growth mindset, rather than a mindset that's rigid and stuck. And so that's one of the steps. Shift your mindset. Accept where you're at and reach out and ask for support. Because there are people out there that can support you. We're on this show. We're here. And as you can hear, we've been through struggles, different things that haven't worked for us. We've bounced back. We've found ways of bouncing back. Does that mean we don't ever get struggles again?
We will.
Part of life, isn't it?
We will. It means they'll keep coming. Keep coming. We just have to learn. We just have to learn to conquer them.
Mm-hmm. It's part of our development and growth as a person. It's helping us to find out who we are.
Yeah.
As a person. And is it the human capacity for burden is like bamboo, far more flexible than you'd ever believe at first glance. Jodi Picoult says that. And I read that and I thought, that's true, isn't it? Sometimes you look at someone and think, well, they look a bit frail. Or you think human beings are frail. They're actually stronger than you think. There's much more resilience in them because there's that flexibility. If you're flexible, you don't break. It's when you're rigid, that's when you break. So it's about being flexible, having that flexibility. Moving on. So what else is there? What's another step that can help them?
Another step is never stop searching. Like you're searching, Carol, Anna, who you are. Sometimes people say, why do you have to search who you are? You're already a coach. There is a room of improvement in life. So you cannot limit yourself. You have to go deep. Find out who you are. And the more you discover yourself, the more you dig deep, the more you ask God to show you a hidden secret about your life. Because when you do that, you will have the courage to go for the things that you're meant to do without listening to people or without judging yourself. I'm filming on Wednesday next week because I just believe in myself. I put myself out there to actually find an agent, and I was like, I need to do some filming. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm not excited to get there for 6 a.m.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not excited to get there for 6 a.m. It's 6 till 6. But I'm just excited that I'm just going to spend time there, and I'm learning things about myself. And it's not that I'm better than anybody else. The only difference with me is I think I spent almost 3 hours filling out the application form. I nearly gave up. I had to do the actually training online, asking me questions. It took like 3 hours, and ChatGPT kept giving me the wrong answer.
Oh no.
And we kept arguing with each other, and I was like, that's not the right answer. And in the end, it took me 3 hours, but I got 100%. So I was like, wow, what's now? Then they accepted me. And then it was like, download the pictures. I know that I did share the link when I was doing the application to other people. I know some people didn't do it, but because I just sat there and I was like, okay, I don't know how this application is going to end, but they might say no. So then I was like, I'm just going to keep going until the end. I got it. And and they've been sending jobs, and then I accept them, and then it's sometimes not getting picked by the producers of the films. But the other day it came through, and then I was like, okay, let me respond very quickly, and I got picked up. So I was like, okay, I've got booked, so that's fine. So you just have to put yourself out there without judging yourself, or there are people out there who are very judgmental, really, really judgmental. So all I can say is you have to ignore those people, the voices that are speaking death to your life, because if someone is being judgmental, they're not building your life. So you have to ignore those voices and wipe them off with using the blood of Jesus so they don't stay in your life. And it just build you and keep going. And sometimes we might take a look at ourselves and judge ourselves and say we are not capable of doing this. But what do we know? Because God can surprise us, and us as well. We just need to just put yourself out there, overcome those struggles in life. I just have an attitude of just keep trying. I just keep trying.
Perseverance, isn't it?
Yeah, I just persevere when it comes to life, and I cut the noise when I'm doing things. I cut the noise, and it has to be between me and the person that I'm applying to. And if I do get something out of it, I do. If I don't, I just learn from that. But I don't give up when it comes to life. I just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. So if anyone that is watching, you see Carol Ann said she had to let go of some stuff, let go of some things that don't save you anymore. Um, I think that was 2 years ago during the pandemic. I was like, okay, I need to walk with God properly. So I had to go to my wardrobe. Actually, I had to burn all my clothes that are cleavage, that are showing cleavage, like boobies and stuff. I had to burn them, and some of them cost so much money. I had to look at them and say, actually, Nomsa, forgive me. And then I just had to burn some things, just let it go, and just entering a new chapter in my life. I just entered a new chapter because I know some of the things that I bought it because I've seen somebody wearing them on social media or seen somebody else wearing them, and then I liked them. So I was like, okay, I need some lifestyle check. I went inside my wardrobe. I just burned some stuff. I burned some laptop that I had to type some things, working on some things. And I was like, I need to enter a new chapter in my life. In order for me to enter a new chapter, I'm going to have to bend some stuff. I bent my laptop, bent everything, and I started a new life. And when I started that life, walking the path with God, unapologetic, it just feels good because every decision that I make it based on what God has want me to do or what I want to do in life, what I believe is my portion. What about you, Carol Ann?
Say that word again. Did you say is what you believe is your ocean?
Portion. What's my portion? My portion on earth. Everybody has something. So I'm claiming my blessings.
Is that your portion? It's okay.
Oh yes.
It's just that I heard it as ocean.
No, my
the way I'd heard. So it's portion.
I'm going to that galaxy, the universe, because the universe has so much going on. So I'm just claiming my life.
And that portion is huge.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do it. Yeah.
And we don't claim the fullness of it.
No.
We just think of it as this tiny little bit. And it's like, it is huge. It is like an ocean, if not bigger, that portion. Yeah. It's huge and it's ever expanding, really. I don't think there's any limits to it. So it's infinite. So a portion from something that is infinite itself, And I know that term, looking at infinity, can be quite mind-boggling. But let's just bring it in. How small are you thinking is your portion? Because if you're limiting yourself, then there's going to be struggle, because the universe or God is going to be saying, hey, there's a bigger portion out there. Yeah. You're going, no, I can't do that. So let go of the limits on that and open up that your portion is huge. There are no limits to it. Yeah. And just let yourself be guided. And it is about developing coping strategies. And that's what you've been talking about, Nomsa. Yeah. Is ways of getting through it. And some of the strategies you can use is meditation, is journaling, writing about the struggle itself can support. It's just getting it out. It's finding creative ways of being with what you're experiencing in the moment. Seeking therapy, engaging in creative outlets, exercise, something else that just allows you to move in a different way. And so, what works for someone else might not work for you. Give it a go. If it doesn't work, it's fine. What else could you go for? What do you enjoy doing that maybe you stopped? What really lights you up and you get, you're so excited, but you stopped doing it because of the struggle. Yeah. Put the struggle to one side and go, okay, acknowledge the struggle and say, well, this is something I really love doing. I haven't done it in a long while. And I know there's something I haven't done in a long while, and it's just come to mind is kite flying. I used to go kite flying every month. I've got a huge set of kites that are in my caravan, which is stored at my sister's place at the moment. I used to go every month with my mum and dad. We'd go kite flying, and every year we'd go to some kite festivals down by there was one at Weymouth that we used to go to every year. But actually just standing and with a kite up there in the sky, and you're just looking at it, and you're up there with the kite, just feeling the wind,
Yeah.
and playing with the wind. Oh, you know, you're just like a million miles away. It really is beautiful. And okay, there was times when there was no wind.
Yeah.
So no kites flying, but there were people there. We were meeting up with regular people. It was it's a group called White Horse Kite Flyers, is the group that I used to belong to. And you'd be meeting up again. So it was the chatter, it was the socializing, you know, as well as the kite flying. It's just, and just sitting, having a picnic, you know, it just gets you out, and then you can go back and you can face what it is that you've been struggling with. Because is it actually a struggle, or is it something that's there to have you shift?
Yeah, to help you rewrite your page in your life.
Because it's like when you're playing with a kite, it's going with the wind. Very often I've watched people going with kites, and their kite ends up straight on the floor, and they try and get it up again. But they're working against the wind.
Yep.
When you work with the wind, it is just amazing what you can do with your kite. You know, absolutely amazing. It's a beautiful feeling. And I used to tether some of my single line kites so that they were just floating up there, you know, flapping around on their own. And I'd have a 2-string kite whereby you can just maneuver the kite around, you know, play with the wind. And it was exciting. I could bring it almost down to the ground and then bounce it back up again, you know. It was, yeah, I'd forgotten how much I enjoyed it. And I think I'll bring that enjoyment, that feel factor into, this is what I want to feel when I'm doing whatever it is I'm meant to be doing. When I get the answer, it's like, that's how I'll know. Because there is this playing around, and there's this working with it, and there's an enjoyment and a buzz and a thrill. And even when kites used to get tangled up, that is a struggle. That's a challenge. When you get kite strings, it's such fine line that you can sit for hours untangling and unknotting. And I used to love doing that, just teasing it apart, opening it up, and the thrill of eventually getting the line completely untangled, the 2 kites untangled. It was exciting. But again, it's that perseverance, it's that resilience to going, no, I'm going to see this through. So again, strategies, what strategies can you bring to this? And, you know, just keep maintaining the perspective. Struggles are only temporary. They're only temporary. So go, okay, this too shall, I think isn't there a saying that someone said, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. So focus on that it's only temporary. The struggle is only temporary. And as you said, Nomsa, you never know what might happen. And I just wrote down, miracles do happen. People think miracles don't happen. Miracles happen all the time. And I think it's actually realizing that all a miracle is something that you believed wasn't going to happen, happening. That's all a miracle is. So it's not, doesn't necessarily something huge and big and wow, you know, miraculous. It can be something quite small that you really believed wasn't going to happen. That's a miracle. When it happens, it's a miracle. So let yourself define the miracle. You're muted, Nomsa. You're still muted.
When you talk about a miracle, because it's important to actually understand that while we're here on earth, there is a universe out there that has been created for us to reclaim our blessings. And they might not come how we expect them. It does not mean that you have to give up. When things are not happening how they should, like what you're doing now, Carol Ann, you're doing self-reflection and you're taking time to develop a deep understanding of who you are within yourself and understanding your values, your desires, and your beliefs. And you're basically reflecting. You've got rid of the website. That is, you went back to the past experiences and you're identifying, like, this is not what I want anymore. It does not serve me anymore. That Carol Ann has grown. And this website also, you realize that there's darkness in it. And so you are accepting yourself. You go through self-acceptance after self-reflection. And when you speak about it, you speak about it with love. You're embracing who you're becoming that moment. And I think, and also knowing that your strength and imperfection, you're recognizing them, and your worthiness as well, because that's what is important in life, and building confidence. Because when you go through challenges, sometimes you can easily lose your confidence. So it's important for those who are watching that you need to keep your confidence. Personal growth is very, very, very important. And emotionally, your emotions have to be in the right place. If you are somebody who has never done emotional healing, I would say go for it. Christians, just go for go for healing, deliverance, and also set boundaries in your life. You can't say you want to change in your life and let everybody come into your life and take advantage of you. And your authenticity, know that you are unique as a person, and your uniqueness makes you stand out. For some time, there are people that told me that I wouldn't do the things that I do today, but I never believed what they're saying. I just believe myself, the things that I can do, and knowing that I can do this, and just not giving up when I'm being knocked down. As a Christian, you have to walk like a Christian. And I'm not saying you have to you have to be obsessed, or you have to be, if you are a Christian and you are a Christian that goes around and judging people, that means there's loads of work to do. For me, I just mind God. I look after his children. Anyone that comes my way, I make sure that I look after them, because I want to have a good relationship with God. And that's my way of saying, I need power, resilience. I want to embrace whatever failure. God, I want to overcome these struggles that have been presented into my life. I want to be the person that you have created me to be. And that is, I have to understand who is Nomsa, and understanding who I am, my values and my beliefs. And that helps me to get to where I need to be. Sometimes people might not like it, but I'm okay with it. So you have to be okay of being okay, even if the whole world is telling you that you cannot be this, but you have to know that I can be this. I can do this. A woman has power. A man is an architect. If as a man you don't feel like an architect, it means a man comes with a vision. He designs his own life. He designs his own life, and he goes to a woman and he says, you know what? I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And when he says he wants to spend the rest of his life with this woman, he has to have a vision. So if you are a man who does not have a vision, you're not going to get any woman in your life, because women want men with vision. And as a woman, if you have some talking problems and you say you want to get married, you're not going to be married, because you just have to. A woman has power. A woman, she's a mentor. She mentors people around herself. You mentor your man to become who he is meant to become. You have power. You have a woman, she's intelligent. So you just have to know who you are as a person and know your role while you are here on earth. We all have different roles. Men have different roles they play. Women have different roles they play. So and also make choices, cut the noise, choose your fights. The fights that comes your way, you have to be able to recognize that this is not my fight. I pick and choose my fight. Anything that is not mine, I say no, thank you. I move away from it. So you have to be that person that is willing to live the life that you want. Relationship, if it's not working, you're married to somebody who's got some talking problems, go to a therapy. That's what therapists are for, to just help people find the courage within of themselves. Because sometimes when somebody is doing something, you blame other people, but the enemy is within you. So that's what I do. Whenever I'm faced with the challenges, before I go blame other people, I search within myself what brought this challenge, and without blaming myself either. So maybe it might be something in my life, or sometimes it could be just people, they're jealous, or it could be for people being jealous of you is the cause of that. You are the cause of it. Being intelligent, it can cause people being jealous. Anything you do in life, you have to know that there are some naysayers out there that are going to talk you out of your blessings.
They're going to try.
Carol Ann says, don't make yourself wrong. Embrace your failure. That's what I'm doing. I'm just embracing my website not being live. I'm embracing it. I'm learning more about myself, and I was like, when I wrote my content before, it was so professional in a way that I wrote it the way how it's supposed to be, but I didn't have a voice in it. So now I know that I need to have a voice in my life. And when I'm speaking to my clients, they need to have a voice. I need to understand their language. So when you go and train, you get trained to be professional, and then you have to find your character and create that character through challenges. Challenges bring the best out of you, the best in you. So you see, I'm becoming the person that I'm becoming because of the challenges that I had to go through, and because of me creating my framework of finding that breakthrough. And when you accept yourself, you won't be disappointed. Whatever you do in life, you do it with grace. Even things go wrong, you will just sit there, take a breath, and just go on. If it's something you have to let it go, you let it go. If you have to write a different page in your life, you can write it. Hold the pen. Do you have any more to say, Carol Ann, before we go?
It's just knowing that actually resilience takes time and practice.
Yeah.
Because you're actually on a journey of personal growth and self-discovery.
Yeah.
That's all it's about. You're finding strengths that you didn't realize you had. You're finding skills within yourself. You're learning new skills. And that's what resilience is about. It's a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. So it takes time. It takes time. So yeah, don't make yourself wrong if you find yourself not bouncing back as quickly as maybe you could. It does, that bounce back ability does get easier and easier. And I love what Nelson Mandela says. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again.
I
Isn't
love
that
that.
a wonderful thought? You know, if we actually celebrated that every time with people, that's what would help them to find that resilience, because it's that bounce back ability. It's like, yay, you fell down, you got back up again, because that is success in itself, you know. So really, maybe we could shift how we celebrate with other people. Ask them, right, how many times have you fallen down? How many times have you got up? Tell me about that time.
Yeah.
You know, and as somebody called Dieter says, it's your reaction to adversity, not adversity itself, that determines how your life's story will develop. So again, how are you dealing with it? Struggles come, struggles go. And it's how you deal with it.
Yeah.
And know that you are never given anything that you don't have the resources and the ability to overcome. That's something that's helped me get through when at times I thought, oh God, can I really cope with this? When I learned that, it was like, okay, so I've been given this because I can deal with it. I do have resources. I have a way of moving through this, of resolving it, because you're not given anything that you cannot deal with. And that's what helps me to keep going. So, yeah, just be kind to yourself, because one of the other steps is actually self-care, looking after yourself. That's an important step of going through struggles and failure. Take care of yourself, self-care and forgiveness, which is something we did a workshop about and we'll be doing again in the future.
Not in the future. We are supposed to be doing it soon. When are we doing it, by the way?
Beginning of July.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Don't forget we have John Ray on the, is it 27th of June?
I don't know. It must be in my diary. We have John Ray.
Yeah.
Is that evening or daytime?
Evening.
Yeah, John Gray.
John Gray,
yeah.
Sorry. Why am I saying John Ray? John Gray.
I'm going, who? Yeah, John
That's
Gray.
my friend. My friend, she's
11 o'clock
Ray.
on the 27th of June.
Yeah.
Tuesday the 27th, yeah. So we're looking forward to that. See what he has to say again.
Exciting.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so yeah, just be kind to yourselves and embrace and accept the struggles.
Yeah.
And do remember to breathe. That's the key. Remember to breathe and drink water. Yeah, just take sips of water.
Remember to breathe and drink water and keep smiling.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, we are here at Nkosi Talk Shows Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. UK time. Please, if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and be part of the family. And if you're watching us on Facebook, like our page and become part of the family as well. You can give us some stars on Facebook on our page, and you can join membership on YouTube. and live with grace, everyone. Have a lovely, lovely, beautiful weekend. And God bless. See you on Monday.